Tonight, we start off by taking a look at Tiger Scheduler and what you need to know regarding registration for spring 2024. Then, we'll inform you about the 76th annual Hallay tradition that took place this week.
We'll also take a look nationally by updating you on the United States' involvement in the Israel-Hamas war and updates on the Speaker of the House decisions. Finally, you'll get the National Day and your Auburn Fun Fact of the Week. All that and more is coming up next on Eagle Eye's Thursday News at 6.
Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Allison Foran.
And I'm Wheeler Garrett.
Well, Auburn students, the time has come again. It's almost time to register for classes. Course information for spring 2024 was posted in Tiger Scheduler this past Monday. If you have an advising requirement this semester, be sure to respond to the appointment request from your advisor or schedule an appointment through Advise Assist. Time slots are filling up fast, so do not wait. In addition to course information, registration time tickets were also posted to AU Access this week. Students can find their specific registration time slot in the My Academics tab of AU Access. Registration officially begins November 6th.
SGA threw Auburn's annual Hallay celebration on Wednesday, October 18th, a day filled with food, fun, and lots of greetings around campus. Hallay is one of the most anticipated days for the Auburn community. Allison Foran reports.
It's Hallday here at Auburn, and our community is out in full force celebrating one of our most cherished and timeless traditions. Dating back to the end of World War II, Hallday started as a way to promote friendliness and positivity on campus by encouraging students to greet one another.
To me, I think Hallday is really all about just embodying what the Auburn family is all about. We talk so highly about this great community and great family atmosphere that we have here at Auburn, and I think Hallday really embodies that.
Hallday has evolved over the years, now offering free food for students, a pep rally with the band and cheerleaders, and an inflatable obstacle course.
It's the best feeling in the world to wake up and it be a day like today. It's beautiful outside, the sun is shining, campus is jam-packed with, prospective students, current students all over this campus. It really, in all honesty, the best way I can describe it is it's a tangible representation of the spirit of the Auburn family.
To learn more about Hallday and how you can get involved next year, visit the Auburn SGA website. For Eagle Eye TV, I'm Allison Foran.
Tomorrow, Diversity in Honors is hosting the Haunting of Halloway Manor, a whodunit escape room. Vice President for Diversity in Honors, M. Morris, told Eagle Eye more about what people can expect tomorrow.
The escape room was pre-made. We actually got it from an advisor in engineering, and she made it so that it's about an hour and a half time limit, and you have to escape this mansion. In this mansion, like years ago, there was a series of murders, and all those people are now ghosts, and the murderer themselves is now a ghost, and they're all stuck in the mansion. There's going to be a series of clues. You're stuck in one room of the mansion. There will be a series of clues laid out there, and you'll just be trying to figure out who the murderer is, first of all, because you don't know which ghost it is, and a combination for the lock to get out.
The Haunting of Halloway Manor is tomorrow at 6 p.m. in Library Room 4129.
The Miss Auburn University 2024 Scholarship Competition will take place tomorrow, October 20th at the Student Activities Center. This year, 12 contestants are competing for the title of Miss Auburn University 2024. The order of competition includes opening number, on-stage conversation, talent, health and fitness, red carpet, special performances, and the crowning of Miss Auburn University. Tickets are $10 for the general public and free for Auburn students upon presentation of your Tiger card. When we come back, we'll inform you of the escalation in the Israel-Hamas war, potential closure in an Alabama murder case, and more. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
President Joe Biden, just off his high-stakes visit to Israel, says Egyptian officials will open the Rafah crossing into Gaza in order to allow humanitarian aid to the region. More than 3,000 people have been killed in Gaza since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas, according to Palestinian officials. And the World Health Organization says the situation is still, quote, spiraling out of control. John Loring reports.
As pro-Israeli and pro-Palestinian rallies are held separately in the U.S., Gaza is about to get some much-needed assistance.
I got no pushback. Virtually none. Let me say it again. I got no pushback.
From the Israelis or from all the partners here?
All the partners.
The Biden White House has earmarked $100 million worth of support for Gaza and the West Bank.
I was very blunt about the need to support getting humanitarian aid to Gaza. Get it to Gaza and do it quickly.
The funds will be used to support the more than 1 million people who've been displaced since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas.
Material has to get in to Gaza, medicine and food and fuel. Fuel, by the way, is not just for the civilian population. It powers things like desalination plants that help provide water.
Israel says it will eradicate Hamas after the militant group's attack on an Israeli music festival earlier this month that killed 1,400 people, while Palestinian officials are blaming Israel for Tuesday's deadly blast on a hospital in Gaza.
I went into the building and suddenly heard strikes. Many of my friends were killed.
A spokesperson for the Israel Defense Forces and U.S. government officials both believe Palestinian Islamic Jihad is to blame for the hospital attack, which the group denies. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
2 weeks and counting since Representative Kevin McCarthy was ousted as House Speaker, and the vacancy has yet to be filled. Republican Representative Jim Jordan has a second vote for Speaker scheduled for Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. This comes after his first attempt to win the position failed Tuesday, due mostly to a lack of full GOP support. John Loring reports.
Representative Jim Jordan is hoping the second time is the charm.
So we're going to keep working, and we're going to get to the votes.
The Republican from Ohio is seeking more support in his quest to be the next Speaker of the House. His first bid fell short Tuesday after 20 Republicans voted against him, including GOP Rep. Ken Buck of Colorado.
Jim Jordan has talked about defunding the FBI. He's talked about some things that are fairly radical to most Americans, the folks in the middle who we need to win if we're going to win elections.
Republican Representative Kevin McCarthy was voted out as House Speaker earlier this month, and until a successor is named, the chamber is basically in limbo, unable to consider legislation, including government funding. And the threat of another potential government shutdown is only a month away.
The idea that the Republicans kind of hit rock bottom and are nominating Jim Jordan for Speaker, I mean, Jesus Christ, Halloween's coming early.
Jordan can only afford to lose 4 Republican votes if all Democrats are present. And House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says his caucus is in talks to reopen the House with, quote, traditional Republicans.
There are a whole host of other Republicans who are respected on our side of the aisle. Jim Jordan is not one of them.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Nearly 2 decades after Alabama teenager Natalie Holloway disappeared in Aruba, her mother says she finally got justice for her daughter. Jordan Vandersloot pleaded guilty in federal court Wednesday to extorting and defrauding the Holloway family, and in court documents, he confessed to Holloway's killing. Emily Schmidt has more on what brought the move from prime suspect to admitted murderer.
It's been 18 years since 18-year-old Natalie Holloway was seen leaving a bar in Aruba with 3 men, including Joran Vandersloot, and never seen again. Gone as long as she lived. But now her mother says the case is solved.
It's over. Joran Vandersloot is no longer the suspect in my daughter's murder. He is the killer.
Vandersloot was arrested multiple times in connection with Holloway's disappearance, but released when Aruban authorities said there wasn't enough evidence against him.
Despite their grief, the Holloway family kept fighting for justice for Natalie.
Natalie's body was never found. But Vandersloot ended up in federal court when he was accused of trying to sell her family information about her remains. As he pleaded guilty to charges of extortion and wire fraud, he confessed in a proffer that was part of his plea agreement to murdering Holloway with a cinder block after she refused his sexual advances.
He said that after killing her on the beach in Aruba, he put her into the water, and that was the last that he ever saw her.
Vandersloot's 20-year sentence will run concurrently with a murder sentence he's serving in Peru, where he was convicted of killing another woman. In court Wednesday, Vandersloot apologized to Holloway's family, saying he is not the same person today he was then. In a statement, Natalie Holloway's father called Vandersloot evil personified, asking people to hug their own children in honor and loving memory of his daughter. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
When we come back, we'll give you the National Day and your Auburn Fun Fact of the Week. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Now in Nebraska, a blood donation unlike anything you've probably ever heard of. A kitten at a humane society would have died over the weekend if it wasn't for a Siberian Husky's blood. Aaron Haggerty has the story.
It's not a figure of speech. This kitty has the blood of a husky.
This baby would have died overnight if we hadn't given him blood.
Dr. Katie James says Thorn came in Sunday with his two brothers as strays, covered in fleas, bitten so many times he'd become anemic, low on blood, in very bad shape.
Like face planting into his kennel and mouth full of litter.
There wasn't enough time to find a matching cat blood type, so they used a dog's, which is much less risky.
I think I terrified a couple other people when I said, yeah, let's get a dog to transfuse into a cat, but clearly it worked.
Thorn will only have dog blood for a little bit.
His immune cells are building up, his dog blood cells
Vet tech's a rewarding moment.
There's definitely very hard days with lots of tough cases. Hannah is very new here for us, but I'm sure you can agree too that it's...
Oh, for sure.
This makes it worthwhile.
Oh, yes.
It's time to celebrate a favorite sweet and savory soul food. Friday is National Chicken and Waffles Day. Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles in Southern California founded the day in 2021, and now it's celebrated annually on October 20th. What's not to love about this tasty combination? Chicken and waffles is hearty, satisfying, sweet, and you can have it for breakfast or dinner. The pairing has been around for more than 150 years. The meal was a staple of both African Americans and the Pennsylvania Dutch. No matter how you celebrate National Chicken and Waffles Day, be sure to invite a friend and use #ChickenandWaffleDays on social media.
With RBD Library being such a popular spot for students, you may have seen the statue that is located right outside. The bronze statue of a woman's silhouette represents more than you might think. Built in 2019 and designed by Lauren Patterson, a 2011 Auburn graduate, the women's statue commemorates 125 years of women on Auburn's campus. The textured rings were designed to look like an oak tree, and the statue itself faces Sanford, mimicking the direction women would walk on their path to classes from the Women's Quadrangle to Sanford Hall.
We're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Allison Foran.
And I'm Wheeler Garrett. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.